You're live. Hello. Good morning. We are coming to you live on November 30th, 2021. KJ, Korean Jew Crypto, Jake, KJ the God, KJ the Boss, KJ the Pump God. I've gone by many names, but I'm here, and I'm just going to tweet out the link so other people can join, and we'll get right into it because I got to go to the gym. I got shit to do, but it's been a little while since I did some content, about a week. Live on YouTube. But, you know, I had my birthday last week. We had Thanksgiving. We were visiting family, shit like that. So, you know, those type of things take precedence. But, let's see. Why? You can't see my charts, huh? Can you?
On YouTube?
They're not showing.
This is weird. Okay. Why? Alright. Pain in the ass. I swear to God. Ever since I bought this new computer, because my old one was acting strange, and I'm like, alright, let me buy this new one. And ever since I bought it, it's been nothing but problems. Like, I will never buy anything from Newegg again. Ever again. Piece of shit. Like, the fucking computer, like, it came like the HDMI, everything, like nothing was right. Nothing was right on this thing. Ugh, God damn it. This is gonna make me crazy. Okay, so that works, but this doesn't work. Interesting. Okay, let's see. Let's try this.
Oh, there we go.
You can see it?
Well, we saw the YouTube screen there, your setup screen for the feed.
We don't want that.
No.
We want this. What? Alright. Just clicking buttons now. Bear with me. Like, why is this... Alright, we're gonna do this. Let's try this. Okay. Like, why is this not coming up? You try to do things right. It just doesn't work. Like, why?
Are you casting screen or casting window?
Window.
Oh, try to cast a screen instead.
No, but I've done it this way
Yeah.
forever, and then all of a sudden it just stops working. Which is like very irritating. I'm sure I can do that. Alright. So, screen capture. Screen capture would probably work. Yeah. Okay. So now you can see. Right? But you also see my whole screen. But,
Oh, it's still. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
yeah,
You can see
got
that.
it. Okay. Alright, let me pull up Discord. We got B Roots in the house. We got By Gather in the house. Good morning, Sharon Campbell. Yeah, let me get some likes, please. Please, the likes. Good morning, Alon. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so what did I name this? Shill and Chill, High Fear versus Bullish charts. Okay, altcoins are flexing, and then we got Farmer Doge, Gather, True.
Oh shit! Look at the S&P, man.
Yeah, there it goes. And I'm gonna put. Actually, I forgot to put hex in there because I think hex is actually in a nice spot. So, all right, let's look at S&P first. Okay. So this, we need to get back above this. That would be very nice. We retested the bottom. Like, if we fail to get above this here, I don't think that bodes too well for anything, really. Because then you would start to see, you know, potential bleed down to these levels, right? And then I think it would reverse. But if this were to bleed down somewhere around here, like retesting this, somewhere around here, you would see Bitcoin probably pull back a bit. So definitely keep an eye on that guy. But looking at it, you have a nice little Adam and Eve structure here where you have your low, another rounded low that's starting to take off now. If we look at DXY,
DXY had printed that nice like gravestone doji type weekly if you go on the weekly time frame, and that's
yeah,
starting to play out now.
yeah. The fact that we've already gone lower than this wick is pretty good. I mean, bearish for DXY, good for us. So this is implying downside here, especially if you get a close of the weekly on DXY here, like right here. If it closes right here around like 94.9, 95-ish, something like that, it's super bearish for DXY. Super bearish if you close here. Like if you close at 95 or lower, super bearish, especially with no wick. So we'll keep an eye on that. We got a couple of days to go. But a close down there would be phenomenal for risk assets, in my opinion. So that looks okay. The weekly, I mean, this is just kind of doing what it does, right? I don't, and part of the reason why it dumped on Friday was, not the reason, but the reason that was presented to the public was this new variant. Now, I am not a doctor. I don't want to get zapped on YouTube, so I'm not going to give too much of my opinion on this. But from what I've read and understand about it, I mean, this isn't actually a new variant. It's been around since July, and you had a lot of panic in governments, people shutting down borders, this type of thing. So even if it was like a bad scenario from like a health perspective, I mean, we've seen that shutdowns and printing money isn't necessarily bearish for assets. So if that were the case, then even then it's still a buy the dip opportunity. But then they're coming out and saying that no one's actually been hospitalized by it yet, so it's not necessarily the end of the world thus far. So when I heard that, then I saw that SPY did like a -2.5, and everything dumped. It wasn't too hard to predict that there would be a bounce, especially it happened during holiday hours, holiday time, and fear and greed was like, I think how low did it go? Did it crack 30? It was very low. Like,
Yes, it was in the low 20s actually when I just put out a tweet about that, how we got that like golden pocket style retest and
right.
hit low 20s, the extreme fear.
Yeah, so we hit extreme fear. DXY is approaching resistance, puts in a bearish move, and now we look at Bitcoin, and let's see. So it's not too dissimilar from this structure here, and this was kind of like your last line. If you start to get below here, it's troublesome. You wouldn't want to see that. And we got a really nice reaction. You had some interesting sentiment where like big players in the market started tweeting stuff like right here. So you had like Suzu tweeting about risk management 3 minutes before the daily close on Friday, I think, or Saturday, and it instantly took off. That was basically the bottom. He tweeted, it was at 6:57. So where would it? Just you look for it. Take my word for it. We saw it in real time. It was like interesting tweet from Sue. If you followed along, I mean, these type of things matter. I remember Arthur was the king of that. More specifically, he would tweet something like kind of euphoric, a little crazy, right before the whole market nukes. Like he had done that many times. So Sue was tweeting about how it's important to have risk management or you'll lose all your money, yada yada yada, like 3 minutes before the bounce started. Or basically to the minute of when the bounce started. As soon as he tweeted that, it was bullish, and didn't stop being bullish. We're still bullish since that tweet. You also saw CZ tweet something like that. Sam, I think, even said something. So when you start to see this stuff and you have max fear in the market and panicking and it feels like the world's ending, it's usually like a decent time to take some risk, almost always. Like you kind of got to, right? You guys can't hear? You're saying you can't hear. They're saying they can't hear me.
No, I can hear you fine.
Okay. All right, good. So that being said, let's look at what we're doing now. This is a violent wave, and directionally, I mean, it looks like it should should break out, in my opinion, and test this level here, this 61 level. But there's a lot of emotion in the market, and what I'm looking at more so than Bitcoin is this. And this is Bitcoin dominance. We talk about this a lot. It's starting to get more bearish, okay? And you can see that basically, like, so here. So this is also part of the thesis, right? Let's see. Let's read this again. So this was on November 28th at 12:19. So BTC is in support area. BTCD is still bearish. FBTC close to gigabullish. Stocks sold off sharply on my new COVID variation FUD. Fear and greed index showing high levels of fear. Even if we get another push down here, the odds of reversal are pretty high in my opinion. So that was like, that was here. It was right before this last push. Not there, sorry. Like this, it was like somewhere here. So we got that last push, which held, and as soon as that holds, like, as soon as this is coming out of here, you have to just assume this is bullish, because this is a pretty strong range. And like, if you look, just look for stuff like this, it's the same thing as the BART down, you know, if you remember from 2018-19, you know, you pump, then you make this wave, and then it goes all the way back down. Now, it works the same way. This is basically the inverse BART, goes back up. Now we're making a wave. If this breaks out, it's super bullish. We look at BTC dominance, bearish, continuing to be bearish. This can, I guess, act as support. You can get another bottom here, the triple bottom. It's possible. Wouldn't completely rule it out. But as I said on the spaces, I know not everybody listened, but May to December now, we're going on, what's it, almost 7 months, 6 months, over 6 months in this range. If this breaks, the implications of that would be extremely bearish. And typically if this was a regular asset, it's not, it's a ratio, so it's not going to be exactly the same.
Right, okay, Mom.
But,
Right. All right, Mom. Okay.
All right, Mom.
Thanks.
Let's take it easy now. Let's not get crazy. Somebody help me out there. The implications of this normally with, like, let's say this was a normal asset and this broke, it's going to give you like a minus 50%, something like that. Now, being that it's a ratio, I'm not certain you're going to get the exact same thing, but a break of like a 6 month range, you get a significant move, and I would expect it to go somewhere down to like the mid to high 20s, at the very least. You know, some people have some really low targets. I'm not certain we see that this cycle, but my thoughts are, if you get that move, you're gonna see like massive pumps on alts, massive, and it's gonna go fast. It'll be something like this, where it's just like falling off a cliff. And in that scenario, people ask, like, how do you play that? How do you take profits? What do you do? My advice would be, don't, like, you set your targets and stick to them. Don't move your goalposts. But at the same time, like, you don't need to wait. Don't like try to time it and sell everything in one shot. Like, as it's happening, you're gonna wanna just keep trimming. Just keep trimming. Take risk off. And I feel like if that move happens now, it actually would imply that we're closer to the end of this cycle than most people realize, because then you would be looking at a scenario where people are going back into Bitcoin either to escape the market or just to go to Bitcoin. And, you know, I think if that move happens before Bitcoin makes another all-time high, you may get like a scam pump to make another high, but in all, like, you're probably looking to get heavy Bitcoin and heavy USD, probably more so heavy USD, and then kind of wait it out and see. That's what I would do in that. Yeah, okay, so this guy says BTCD is a meme. Hey, listen, it may not work for you, but you know, my track record with this and using it to make timely calls is quite well documented. So clearly, you know, if it doesn't work for you, that's fine. There are plenty of successful traders that don't use it. I do. And yeah. I mean, okay.
And what's he even saying? Like it's including a ton of altcoins. Yeah, that's the point. Also, it includes stable coins, and that's actually useful because at times, there are even stable coins dominance charts that can show you, that can reveal what's going on in the market at times.
Yeah, of course. I mean, basically, like somebody that's saying that, like most likely you're a meme, but it's okay. Whatever.
You live and you learn.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why you would be watching a stream if you think you know everything. But anyway, so as I said in that tweet, FBTC is super bullish. So let me tell you how I use BTCD. So you know how like on Friday everybody was scared, and like I'm not talking about everybody like as a pleb who thinks they can sentiment trade. Like literally everybody was scared, and Fear and Greed Index supported that, and pretty much everybody was scared. People were talking about taking profits, waiting for the next bounce and cashing out, all these type of things. I'm in multiple groups. Smart people. It wasn't just, plebs. A lot of people were scared. Trust me when I say this. But the way I use BTCD to kind of come out and say, don't be scared, take risk, this is not over, was the fact that as Bitcoin's dumping and hitting support, BTCD was not rising. It was actually dumping with it at some points. And to me, that would represent that there's still a risk appetite in the market. If you see that, if Bitcoin breaks a level and BTCD shoots up and reverses, that's extremely bearish in my opinion. So that would be one way you can use it. I mean, I use it on lower time frames to identify like different moves, but it definitely works. But back to FBTC, we zoom out, like this, do not sleep on what happens if it goes above. That's it. Like this can go all the way up here, it can go up here, it can make a new all-time high. Like we're spending, once again, 6 months in a range, a volatile one. You're having different fundamental stuff coming out about F. It's a top 15 asset in the world now. They just passed JP Morgan, as Shabi pointed out. This can take off, and if it does, it's bringing alts with it. Alts versus F, that's something you got to probably chart, because not everything is going to perform well. An F pump of this magnitude may have the same effect of a Bitcoin pump, but that being said, the Bitcoin pumps haven't always been knocking out alts. So I haven't given it too much consideration. I'm curious, because I don't have something that I have much conviction in on what happens if this breaks out. Stillman, what do you think happens?
I was charting the Ethereum dominance chart, right, for a while, and the interesting thing there is I think that while in general, like altcoins and also other layer ones likely profit from the overall environment when F does well, I think that other layer ones would feel it when Ethereum takes back market share in that sector. That's something, I think that Ethereum related stuff would probably do well.
I think Ethereum, now that I'm looking at it, so like if we look at this, Ethereum dominance has been in a bull market for 2 years, right?
Yeah, basically since the bottom in January 2020, right? That was the bottom on Ethereum dominance.
And if you look at like DeFi 1.0, they've been performing extremely poorly. Like the larger caps, right?
Mm-hmm. Especially against Ethereum, like Degen Spartan keeps us updated on the death of DeFi 1.0 against Ethereum. Yeah. So
if you're not necessarily in that, like this can go up and you can still do well, because clearly it's happening already. Like this chart being in a bull market, it didn't affect sushi. I mean, it definitely affected sushi. It didn't affect Solana. It didn't affect AVAX. It didn't affect Luna, these coins. So
yeah, but we also saw some big expansions on like Solana and especially AVAX now, while this thing was consolidating, right? So I could see them like taking turns, and maybe something happening at least in the layer one sector, where how you mentioned with like Bitcoin and alts in the past, where Ethereum
I'm not certain I'm buying
rubber
it.
band a little bit.
I don't think I'm buying it. So let's look at what happened in April, right? So here you have 3 weeklies in a row where you're essentially, you're going up like 70% in like 3 weeks, right? Or a month in dominance. So what happened in that period? Oh, okay. So we start on April 12th.
It looks like it's doing that, right? That it expands the rubber band, like Solana consolidates during that time, and then when Ethereum is done, Solana takes off hard, right? Am I seeing that right?
Well, Solana in that time period, so this is the April 19th candle, this is April 12th. So here we have April 12th, April 19th. So Solana made a move with it from like 20 to 45, and then it did a bull flag. And Ethereum dominance continued to go up. Let's see, what did AVAX do? So AVAX went down and then started to go up. Well, all right, I'm not seeing anything definitive thus far. Phantom. Okay.
This almost looks
Phantom
this,
pulled
this
back.
almost yeah this almost looks like money rotating between the layer ones while the environment is favorable.
Yeah, I think you actually might be right on this one. Like if Ethereum breaks out, you might see other stuff like just like tread water or maybe even pull back a little, shake out, and then once Ethereum cools off a bit, then you're gonna see the rotation again. It's not unlikely. Interesting. So, what else? All right, let's so Ethereum looks good. BTCD bearish. BTC looks pretty good, but I'm somewhat cautious. Like not like cautious like I would short this. But if I had to guess, I think this is going up. Let's see. So Ocean. Yeah, this looks pretty good. This is just one more push.
By the way, the comments about the sound, there is something to that. I don't know if you want to fix that during the stream now. It's a little bit low, and there's kind of a humming noise that I don't have here in the Discord chat, but on YouTube. I think it's all right for today, but for next time I would fix it.
Oh man. Well, there's a humming sound because I said there's landscapers outside blowing leaves and shit.
Yeah,
So
I don't hear
noise.
it. I don't hear it on the Discord voice though. You're absolutely clear there and also louder. So it has to do something with the routing and OBS or something. But I think it's all right for today. People just need to turn up the volume a little bit.
Turn up the volume?
Yeah.
Let me see. I can.
Oh yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah, I can do that myself, and I don't want this too high. Yeah. Okay. How about now?
Yeah, that's a bit louder. That's nice.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, yeah, Luna's continuing to chug on. Like, holy shit! Wow. So remember in the last stream when we said like, hey, it's closing below here, making it really scary. This is the MA that has to hold. Fucking spent a lot of time under here. Spent like a week under there. But then when it breaks out, forget about it. Like this is just like the S&P, just bullish. Now this can really run. Can run again. Because you're breaking this. Like, well, if you look at it. It looks fucking strong though. Looks pretty good. And obviously you don't want to long like this second, but this can continue because like when you have like a big ass thing like this and it starts to break out of it, if you could start to break this and it expands out, then you're looking at like way higher levels. Potentially $100 or whatever. Let's see. Any charts you want to look at, Stillman? Chris?
Nothing in particular for me, but there's a couple of people I wanted to look at ICP.
ICP. All right. So we talk about this one. This, to me, is not worth playing right now, but it could be very soon, right? It has to prove itself, and what it'll probably do is it'll pump. It'll do like some sort of scammy pump, and then it'll retrace that pump, and then you buy that retrace. Because everyone will be like, oh, it's fucking over, but like that pump will probably break. Like it'll pump to like up here or something, like 60, which is a nice trade actually if you're on leverage. Like this isn't a bad place to take risk on this. But the other thing is, like, if you're holding this can go sideways, it can die. I don't know too much about the project, but what I do know is similar to like the Shill pump, when something like this breaks out, you know, there's going to be upside. So, you know, what I would look for is like a move up, something like this, then tapers down, does this, and then does that, you know, and then it'll just fucking push right through the range, and then head up here. So you have like at the very least you can get like a nice 3x on this. So if you're trading at spot, but the thing is, like, if it doesn't happen and BTCD breaks, and there's going to be so many other coins that are doing so well that it would be a shame to be holding something like this if it's not doing anything. So typically for a play like this, I'd rather, unless you have like massive conviction in the FA on internet computer, I would probably wait until it gives you the sign that it's ready to go. Or if, like, let's say you get a nice wick down that gets bought up with massive volume, that would be another thing that would give me more confidence in playing it here. Like, eventually it probably will go, but you can wait, I think, until it gives you a few more hints that it's close to time. Let's see. They want to do Farmer Doge. Okay, let's see. This is a very painful bull flag. However, I feel like the level that it hit is pretty much the bottom, honestly. Like, I think it's the bottom. It's giving a nice structure here. But more specifically, like, I wish I could draw on PooCoin. It doesn't let me. But, like, this, you see this little guy here? Like, this is kind of the area you want to see hold. And
well, you can, just on the bottom left, you're gonna see there's that little arrow thing.
Oh, hey, okay, nice. I never knew that. Now I know. All right, so yeah, like, pretty simple, right? That's a good level. So you go from here to here. That's a minus 70%. You can do that and still be bullish, and a bullish undervalued asset. Which I still believe it is. It's just tough, and somebody, I forgot who, somebody made a post the other day about how, like, you know, they sold this coin for 2x and it did 100x. They sold this one for 3x, it did 40x. You know, that type of thing. Like, Quantum made a good point in regards to, like, holding stuff like this that can do like 1,000x or 10,000x, something like that. You have to have, like, those are completely irrational returns. And, like, as a trader, if you're going in with a logical mindset, you're not gonna. There's no way you can hold it. You shouldn't trade like this all the time or with everything. I don't. I rarely ever do. But when I looked at it, I knew, like, there was going to be upside, significant upside. But, like, I started to make these targets that I really find are obtainable for this if things go the right way, and I said, you know what? I'm going to set my targets, and I'm not going to trade the chart. I'm going to just buy dips, and I'm going to trade the market cap. And if Bitcoin dominance does that move and things go right for this project, which I think they can, then we could see it in billions of market cap. And you know, anything it does here is kind of BS. It doesn't really matter. It's just an opportunity. And when you do that, so, like, I was in from, like, here. So this was a 50% drawdown. This was like 55%. Even from here to here was quite significant. From here to here was a significant dip. But then 70%, like, you know, it's tough to stomach that. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know what they say, like, it's not conviction unless it's tested. You know, they will test your conviction. And there's a big difference between I sold it 2x, I sold it 10x, or I sold it 1,000x. And, you know, with 66 million market cap, 33% in circuit. You're looking at about 20 million market cap. If you paid attention, you know what this thing could do, and I think that eventually it's gonna break out of this flag, and it'll make another high. And then the next move after this is a strong one, you know, like 5 to 10x from here, from the top of this. So that's kind of where I would start to trim profits. But in the meantime, you get rewards. It's nice. Yeah, this can retest, or it can just take off. And normally, so the structure I'll show you on a hex, which is the reason why I played hex, is kind of like what I'm talking about, the possibilities. So you could get like a bleed out down here and then go like, not this way, not like straight up like that, but like basically, you know what I mean, like a bleed out, retest this level, and then start to structure out and go. But normally when that happens, the move off the low is more like vertical. So I'll show you. It's like a faster pump, maybe 2 candles, 2 daily candles. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, TCG too. I told you that shit is bullish, man. Like anything crop farms is gonna go up. But TCG was actually like a really good project as well. So, you know, this Dex tools, all these websites suck now. Like what happened? ChartX I don't even use anymore. Thing fell apart. All right, that's not the right hex shib. I don't want hex shib. Hex shib. I think this is the one. The fuck? Where is it? USDC. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. All right. So see how like the low gets put in and then it shoots up? It does a 2x basically, a little bit more, and then it slow bleeds out. Like when we're looking at Farmer Doge, it doesn't just like shoot up like that. Well, let's see. It kind of is. I guess it kind of is. It can do it. It can do it on the daily. It's possible. It is possible. That would mean it would have to go here, then get rejected, and then slowly bleed back down. It can definitely do that, or it can just shoot right back up. We'll see what happens. But yeah, now that I look at it on the daily, it's possible. You're gonna get more upside first, and then if it starts to do this, then like this is your last chance to buy the low, most likely. But looking at a hex, we have this structure here. Like this was the first wave that, like, not the first, it's had many waves, but this was the wave that led to the all-time high. And when it bounces back up, you get this little guy here, and this is also the top of the structure. As soon as this breaks out, this is bullish, just for future reference on anything. Like when you have a high, you get the low, and it's giving you that Wall Street cheat sheet crash cycle thing. And the low holds, and then it gets back up here, and then makes this. As soon as it starts doing this, it's just fucking bullish. Like, you can run this. And it runs it, makes a high. You get the dip right back to this level, pretty much. It's retesting this whole structure. And you put in the low here. Bounces, and then does the slow bleed. And we had sentiment where people just so happened to decide yesterday was a good time to say Hex was a scam and people are idiots. They didn't say it up here. They said it down here. But they all started saying it at the same time, and that's what made me really look at the chart. And I said, you know what, I'm willing to play here. But from what I understand, there is like a staking unlock coming up in a few days, and you know that does give the potential for this to go lower. But if BTCD cooperates, if the market cooperates, this can just reverse here. I really like playing this structure, and I'm willing to take a shot on it. Fucking landscapers, man. It's very difficult to do this with all this noise. I swear to God. My crop bags. Okay, so TCG2. Holy shit. Look at this fucking thing. Bruh. Ooh, it's so bullish. My God. Chris, did you just hold all your rewards?
I did, sir.
Holy shit. So like looking at this, I was doing full Ponzi, right? So I was selling my rewards and buying crop with it. If I just held my rewards, I'm pretty sure I'd have at least 50,000, probably more. I was getting, yeah, probably like, I don't know. It could be 6 figures, honestly. So that's the power of crop. You know, like sometimes you don't need to do full Ponzi. You can just hold the rewards and they're going to go up. But this was a good project. And, you know, it's still worth looking at. Like at this point, like, I don't know. You know, you might want to start taking some profits. But it's super bullish. I mean, look at that thing. What a beast. It's a good project. Let's see. Yeah, the rewards are based off of how much crop you hold. Yes. All right. Is there anything else? What was the title of this?
Oh yeah, I actually
TrueBit.
looked for the first time, and I only sold my TCG2 once, I think at the start, and now even though my crop position wasn't huge, it's quite significant.
Yeah, it's a nice
the
amount of
amount
money, right?
Yeah, I'm really surprised.
Yeah, that's the power of crop. So
Yep.
similar to ICP, this is actually a very good project. I don't know too much about ICP, but from an FA perspective, Xavi is like giga bullish on this. And, you know, when Xavi's giga bullish on something, I pay attention. His hit rate is just too good not to. So this range is, you know, you have your 6-month, 5-month range, and you get this neckline high. You go above it, retest it. This is where I bought. I was in it like here. But then I realized, I'm like, okay, there's other stuff that's going to go up right now, and this, I don't know how long we're going to be in this for. So I'm okay with getting out, and I'll wait till it does this. And I was saying, like, it was like maybe months ago, like on stream, like once this crosses 50 cents, then I'm a player. And it did, and you know, now it looks pretty strong. This is, you know, you just have to assume this is bullish here. You know, it's not really on any tier 1 exchanges. It's a quality project. Whoever's been in control of this has done a good job fucking rejecting everything. Like, everything above this line has gotten starched. So, like, this is your first neckline. Well, this is the first one. This is the second. And then rejection. Breaks above. It gets rejected by this guy. That's your final boss. Goes back down. Rejection. As soon as it crosses this one, now you're paying attention. As soon as it crosses this one, now it's bullish. So now it looks pretty good. Yeah. I'm not sure how high it can go, but, you know, over $1 seems quite likely. And potentially just breaking this and making a new high somewhere. I could see that happening, like $2, 2 and some change. It can do it. It depends on what happens. If it gets an exchange listing and it does like a gigapump, I'll exit and then wait. But right now it looks pretty strong. Woo's a large market cap, but I hear it's doing well. This was a good one. Why is this chart not showing up? Well, it's okay, right? I mean, it's good if you got in here. If you got in here, you crushed it. Big trade. Big trade. Let's see. This can go up and bear flag, or it can hold and then make another high. This, I guess if you're bullish on the project, it's a good spot. But I don't know. I don't know what this is going to do next. This type of chart, I don't love to trade. I just don't know what this is doing. I don't know. What are my thoughts on Rubik? I don't know. Gather. Let's see. You know I'm super bullish on this one. I don't think anybody has enough. It's going over to BSC. So, you know, the more people that can buy, the better. Kind of similar. So this was from May to November. You had this wave, which is a large wave that faked out below, reclaimed, now broke above, made a new high, making another wave in here that's like tighter and more violent. So like, that's what I said. Like the implications of a breakout here is super bullish. Like if you cross this level, forget about it. It's going to all-time high. It's just gonna go. So similar to this, right? Which brought this all-time high. This was the hype cycle. Now we have the adoption cycle. So the adoption cycle, like this is basically a test pump for what comes after this. So yeah, you have some nice volume in here. It's the most significant volume since the first high. Pretty much is coming in now. They're building the bridge to BSC. I know Reggie's working on things. Cloud is almost ready, and and the market is right. So yeah, I think this can surprise some people at how high it can go. Like this can really go. So yeah, I like it. I think it looks good. Am I forgetting anything, Stillman? Anything you want to go over? I'm not trying to do a marathon today. Just want to touch base with
I don't
people.
know.
Nothing? No alpha?
Ethereum name service
Oh,
still
yeah.
looks bullish.
Yeah. Oh, here comes BTC.
We
Very nice.
caught the Pico bottom on that one.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Yeah, and I think it's going to the higher targets now.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, the first parabola broke and it consolidated a little bit, but now it looks like it wants to go again, in my opinion.
Yeah. So, remember what I was saying about Hex, right? This is the low, the true low. Bounces, slow bleed. Even does a retest here. This, you're buying all of this. All of this, your stop is like slightly below here. And basically one of the things Stillman said, as well as I was talking to Loma about this too, and they both said the exact same thing, and I agreed wholeheartedly, was we build position here. Like, you don't want to buy it like because as it's going down here, I think this is where the buys start to happen. And I'm like, this is probably close to where it bottoms, but like wait for it to give you the structure before you go full size. So like you buy, it bounces, then it does this and gives you this. Then it's like, okay, this is almost certainly the bottom, and if not, like I'll get stopped out. But you're just building all this range, and you can even play it looser, but we're looking at this in comparison to like Uniswap, right? When that first listed.
Yeah, and
It's a blueprint.
what I did was like I did a bit of the Fib magic there. Like negative price discovery is just the same thing as price discovery to the upside, just in inverted. There's your alpha. And that's how we found that low. And then when it came up before it did the backbreaker, that's when we TP'd and then compounded again when it came down. So that's how we increased the position.
So comparing these two, obviously they're not the same, but this is happening much faster, and it's because of where we are in the cycle as well. But like maybe we're like, well, let's look at it like this. Like, where would we be? We could be like here, right? Here or here.
What kind of market cap is that? Could this really do a move that like Uniswap did? I'm curious. Maybe I need to alter my expectations there a little bit.
You're seeing a lot. You're seeing a lot of people on YouTube showing this, I think. So it's 1.6 billion.
It's like such a good boomer coin, because like you have Ethereum is bullish, so Ethereum is going to take a lot of spotlight, basically, also in the mainstream media. And then you have people that years ago made money doing domain squatting, and now they are learning that there's something like that for Ethereum, basically. Yeah. So that's what I like about the potential narrative there. And it's 1.6 billion market cap.
It could 10x here. It could.
In theory, yeah.
I don't see why it couldn't go to $500. I mean, I don't know where the top is. It's just throwing numbers out, but like it could.
Yeah.
It could.
But, I mean the charts do look really, really similar. My targets were much more conservative actually. Like
The thing is, this
like
spent a lot more time
mid hundreds.
coiling up, though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
coiled up
Uniswap had
more.
more time.
But also with Uniswap, well, no. Yeah, it's similar. It's very similar, but I think it's very similar, actually. It's very similar, but this one being a little more fundamentally
So
strong than
yeah,
Uniswap.
Uniswap from there did like 8x.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe you could get like 5 out of this one. I mean, you would obviously have to follow the chart as it develops and like TP on the way, especially if you got that super low entry. It makes sense to just manage the trade a bit.
Yeah, 100%.
And anyways, that trade won't turn into a loser, I think,
Don't jinx.
unless you're like hodling it for 2 years.
Yeah, it's a great entry. What an entry. So good. Let's see. So, all right. So Bitcoin's making a run for it here. Yeah, like I think this area is like probably happening. Most likely. Most likely. Anyway, I gotta pee. I want to go to the gym. I will do more content soon. I promise. Plenty more. I'll do some more videos. Make sure to hit the likes. I actually have that interview coming up with Richard Hart. I need him to. I don't know where he went. Waiting for him to respond. So if anybody knows Richard, tell him to answer his DMs. But I mean, I'm ready whenever he is. I'm curious to learn more about this project. I don't know anything about it. I just, admittedly didn't do diligence, and in the beginning just listened to what people said, and there were some things that I heard that were like hand-picked, but I'm not going to judge anything until I understand it more. But the fact remains that I don't know, what did it do, 100,000%. If that's a scam, count me in. Call me Bernie Madoff. I want to do that scam. Give me something that's going to give me 100,000%. Meanwhile, other people are in like, all these different IDOs, ICOs, all these fucking things. Like, it's a scam market.
They are all scams, just worse scams.
Yeah, they're just not as good. They're poverty scams. This was a much better scam, right? Like, I don't care. Like, it's quite silly actually. Like they're worshipping people like Justin Sun. Like, come on, what are we talking about here? If it goes up and people make money and the guy donates to charity, then good for them. Good for them. Hopefully I make some money now too, because the chart looks like it's in the right spot. But I'd be lying if I said I wish I didn't get into it earlier. Of course, guys, I know people, they absolutely crushed it. So, I'm happy for them. But one thing that I can say is the Hex community is extremely supportive, rabid, very, very strong. Reminds me of the Chainlink community, in a way. And, maybe it does another leg. I'd like to know more about Pulse Chain. I don't know anything about it. And, yeah, I'm interested. I have an open mind to it. So, I'm looking forward to that interview. He's a smart guy. Very sharp. Yeah, let me get more likes, man. No likes. Everybody's chilling. Anyway, yeah, good luck. Hopefully this was helpful. And we're going to keep an eye out on what's going on and keep your eyes peeled for some more videos. I'll do some short form videos, stuff like 10 minutes, whatever, give you guys some pointers or whatever I feel like doing at the time. But try to get some more content for you. So everybody enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Let me just get it over.